remember that everything you do in the hiring process is a test. And you need to look at everything you do in the hiring process as a test. Let me give you something we found really interesting, works well with people who are not dressed appropriately. The fact of the matter is we have a dress code. Is it Wahad?
Yes.
Wahad, you came dressed inappropriately to the interview. I just say to you, Wahad, I would love to interview you. I think you might be good for the job. I'd like to consider you, but let me explain to you, we have a dress code, and you're not dressed appropriately for the interview. Now, let me tell you what, it is now 10 minutes to 9. How far away do you live from here? Then let's assume you live 5 miles, 7 miles. I'll tell you what, why don't you go home and dress appropriately to the interview? If you're seriously going to go to work for here, why don't you go home, dress appropriately for the interview, and then be back here by 10:30. What's going to happen? There are two things that are going to happen. Number one, he's walking out and he ain't coming back. That's not bad. Thank you. Good. You're gone. What's number two? Goes home, dresses appropriately, shows up on time for the interview. What did he just tell you? I want to go to work for you. I'm willing to follow directions. And I understand you have values. Maybe we could, that's a test. Maybe we should consider them. Maybe we need to give them a chance. Why don't we look at a little bit differently than saying, hey, you're not dressed appropriately, you're no fit. Maybe nobody's ever taught him. He says, I'm teachable. I'm willing to learn something. Remember, eagles don't always look like eagles. And everything you do in the hiring process is a test. We'll come back and visit that because you need to look at it. Let me give you another test. Doesn't cost you any money. Literally and really important in your business. You have somebody apply. First of all, you never have anybody apply for a job or interview anybody who hasn't filled out an application blank. You have them fill out an application blank. You give them a set of directions. The directions say you must fill out the application blank completely. Do not leave anything blank. Do not write "see resume." Fill out the application blank. You get the directions? What do you need to do? Completely. What would you do if you were interested in getting the job? You fill it out completely, wouldn't you? Let me tell you what. You know what happens better than 15% of the time with those directions? People leave things blank and they write "see resume." Now, what did they just tell you? Either they can't or they won't follow directions. Which one do you want to hire? I don't want either one of them.